Alicia.
And I'm Steph.
And we're doing the Porsche run today. I'm actually driving one of the cars that my stepdad owns. It's a 1964 Porsche 356C. So yeah, we're out for a good time today. Driving an old car, it's very smooth. We always drive in convoys, so we all follow each other one by one. You can see all the classics here. And driving a classic is a lot different than driving your typical car today. You have to feel the car, you have to listen to the car. You don't want to have the radio on. I mean, to each their own, but yeah. And then does it feel different when you're the passenger?
Yeah, it definitely feels different sitting like lower in the car. And
Yeah.
I kind of like to just lean back and be the passenger.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, enjoy the ride.
You do get a lot of looks. You get a lot of like thumbs up when people are driving by you. A lot of like double takes. I think the largest convoy I've been in, we had like 30 something cars. All different versions of Porsches came out just to join the drive, so it's different every time. Definitely different because again you have to listen to the vehicle, feel it. Every transmission is different. You got to know where the sweet spot is in the clutch and your stick shift. Today I've been feeling that one out and I think I finally got it, so we're good. And it actually has disc brakes, which I was told didn't figure that out until I actually hit the brakes, so yeah, that was fun.
My name's Ken McDonald, and this is my 1955 Pre-A Continental. It looks like a very crusty old car, and in some ways it is, but it's a very rare car. On the side, it says Continental, and these were badged by a fellow that brought these cars to North America to appeal to the American market. And they only did a few of them before Ford came out and said, you can't use that name because we have that name for the Lincoln Continental. So they had to take that badging off, which ups the rarity of this car. It's 1955, it's vintage, it's like driving a tractor. All the rubber is original and crusty. The wind noise inside, when we were coming out here today at 100 kilometers an hour, I could hardly hear what was going on because the wind blows through all the gaps around the windshield. It's drum brakes, so if you have to stop quick, it takes a little while. If you look at the tires, there's only about 4 inches of rubber on the ground. So you start going down a hill and getting up to 110 and you start thinking, this might not work out too well for me if I have to stop. It's a patina car. It looks like maybe somebody should take it and restore it. But what appeals to me with this, it's just all the history of this car is here. And if you zoom in up into here, you can see the old layers of paint. This car originally came from the factory black. And then somebody painted it kind of a turquoise green. And then later on it was painted this silver, which you can see is faded out to almost nothing. This car came from Dallas, Texas. It was last on the road in 1975 up until early 2000 when a friend of mine bought this car off of eBay and brought it to Calgary. I went over to his shop and he goes, what do you think? I said, well, that's a nice old car. He said, I'm going to sell it. You want to buy it? And then he told me the price and I said, no, I can't. Like, this is 15 years ago. Every year he would dangle this car in front of me until he had me hooked. And about a year and a half ago, I finally said, okay, I'll buy it. But of course, every year it was worth a little bit more. So I should have bought this thing a long time ago. I might end up doing some of the rubber seals just to kind of keep it a little quieter inside and not so tinny and rattly. All the mechanicals are done now. The brakes, suspension, engine, the stuff you can't see is all done to make it roadworthy. So it's actually quite a nice driving car for an old 4-cylinder. Engine's in the rear, of course, being a Porsche. And the gas tank is inside. So when you go to fill it with gas, you have to go and take this cap off and fill it this way. Of course, 6-volt system with the battery, huge spare. And a lot of times with these older cars, You see how the hood is up? People go to pull them down, but it doesn't work that way. There's a little mechanism in here. There we go. So you can't be in a hurry with this car. And then another interesting feature about this car has what's called a bent windshield. When you drive the car and you pan through this place here, it's like looking through a Coke bottle because the glass is so imperfect. So it really kind of throws you off. This is called a 1500 Super, which is a 1.5 liter car. Twin carbs, 4-speed. Engine's all been done. So I can jump in and away I go. This has probably got about 60 horsepower. Not huge, but it's a little car.